In this video, I'm going to talk about a program called HDR Projects, and it's found here at a company called Franzis, a German company, and it's called HDR Projects. Here it's got HDR Projects 4. I'm going to use the third one, even though I've got the fourth one as well. And the reason for that is just because this is quite the basic version and what I can do. And here on this on their webpage, it says once you have seen HDR images, normal images will just seem boring. So we're going to try this out and see if that's true. So I've loaded this up, and this is what you'll see, the interface. You can actually change the color of the interface as well. But anyway, I'm just going to pick a file. And in this program, you can do HDR from a single image, and this is what you see here. You can also use the normal way of exposure bracketing browser, import exposure bracketing. But what I'm going to do is what I find the highlights in this program. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I could talk about it forever really. HDR from a single image anyway. So what I've got is I've been out taking quite a few photographs today and try to get the most boring ones I could. And so this here, I'm going to pick a church, and this is going to be loaded in, and it takes just a jiffy to load really. When it comes on, it's usually quicker than this. Okay, 74. This is the processing, and come on. Okay, so here we have our image, and now it does post-processing by default, so it just gets straight into it. So this is what it looks like, and I think that's what it's really taken the image and given it really some oomph. And how you can tell the difference is this thing here, which is a compare window up at the top, and you just compare your original image. So here you've got your original image here, and that is absolutely boring. The composition's not very good either, with this this line in, this electric line, or whatever I would think it is. But that's not really, all I want to do is show how HDR Projects actually works, and it does work. It really does, and that is quite amazing change and transformation. So that's really that has worked. It's a boring image. It's a boring day. It's very bleak out. It's been very bleak this afternoon, but HDR can really make your images pop. On the left side of this program is you have what's called all 43, which is 43 presets. So what they do is the into natural, which changes that natural standard, and there you have that image. Again, I don't think that pops as much, but you still do get, it's still not as boring as the previous image or the original image. And you get things like natural sharp and this type of thing. And this one here is usually good. I usually have this as my favorites because you can do that. So that does look much better. You also have surreal architecture, which would normally probably work on a church. Artistic, which personally I don't really bother with. Monochrome and landscape. And all of these are really just presets. And on the right hand side of here is you can change things like tonal value, denoise and clarity, that sort of thing. Personally, I don't use them very much. I just use the presets, and it really, for me, it works. And you can do almost anything with them 43 presets. And I'll do another image here, and another one from a single image. And I find this program is absolutely fantastic for things like landscapes and architecture. what it doesn't do very well is things like dark skies or when it's nighttime. And sometimes I don't use it for people because I like the soft skin look. But this one here is just a tractor and some hay, and you cannot really get more boring than that. But this is going to try and make that pop. So there's the original image, and there you go. See, it really gives that once over. I didn't really like HDR images, but I don't, in this program, I don't think they're too overdone. I think they're just right. Some can be a little bit vivid, but it's horses for courses with each picture. So there's your original image, and that looks just boring. And it's got a lot of noise in, even though I shot it with a DSLR. But when you do that, that really comes to life. It is noisy. HDR often can be, but that really makes the image boom, I think. And this surreal, I love this surreal thing. Sometimes it can be a little bit over the top, but it can really make your pictures stand out. And also landscape would be the normal thing for this particular image. And that's not what I would like. I would like a bit something more powerful, which is you've got things down here which is called landscape, powerful colors, backlit, color and detail, fairy tale. I don't bother with that fairy tale thing. It's not really for me, but a lot of the other ones are. And this one here, warm's usually a good one. You can have some of these presets as your favorites, and that works as well. So the ones that you use a lot, you just put them in your favorites category, and that's okay. That really is. You can have a timeline as well. Personally, I don't use that much, but the highlights for me is that you can get a really boring image. I'll do one more. So I've got them all in one folder. These pretty useless images, and I just like to see how far I can get with them. Here's another one. It's a motorbike, and we'll see what happens there. But if your images are looking really boring as they can, and the weather's not very good, and I always keep images because I always think that, well, maybe there's be software that can actually help them at times. And you can see this motorbike here is just a normal shot. The composition's awful on this, if I'm honest. And there's your normal image, your original image, and there you go. And that is much better. So yeah, so this program is really worth a look. If you like HDR, even if you don't, I think it's really worth a look. This particular version, HDR Projects 3, I actually got it from another website called Shampoo, which did it for about 14 quid. That's UK money, of course. They do it as well on Franzis do it on their site as well, but you can actually get deals if you subscribe to the newsletter, and some of the deals are good. Some of the other programs are really good. The noise program they've got is very good as well. And this one here is actually HDR Projects for Professional. And what you really get with that, which is different to the 3, is lots more presets. It can take in things like raw format, if you're shooting a DSLR or a premium compact, or some bridge cameras will do your raw. And you can also, it has a crop tool as well, where you can crop your images. But yeah, if you like HDR, or you fancy just something different, I think this program is really the top one. So thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.